Alright guys, so today we have the KZ Castor Pro Improved Bass Edition versus the Tangzu Wan'er S.G, the OG version versus Tangzu Wan'er S.G 2nd Gen. All of you are confused and you really want to know which is better, which one should you get. So before we begin, just a few things I want from you guys. These videos take a lot of time and effort and I do it just for you. So from your side, all I want is that you subscribe, hit like on the videos so that YouTube knows that you are enjoying this and it will suggest this to more people. And of course, leave a comment so that it kind of is going to boost the algorithm and more people get to see this. And after watching this video, whichever one you decide to pick up, please use the links placed of these in-ear monitors and other audio accessories in the description to make your purchase to help me run this channel and produce more such high quality and helpful content just for you guys. Okay, so with that said, let's begin. Okay, so these three in-ear monitors have some similarities and differences. So in terms of the specs, obviously, so I'm not going to waste your time by going over each and every one of them. Rather, the chart you're seeing right now, that basically summarizes what the key specs are. So you can have a good look at this, pause the video if you need to, just to have a clear idea of, what these differences and similarities are. Alright, now with that out of the way, let's first begin with the build quality, the ergonomics and comfort. Now mind you, this is subjective. It's going to vary from year to year. So I'm going to speak obviously from my perspective, from what I experienced using these in my years. Starting off with the build quality, undoubtedly the one that comes out on top, the one that feels the most robust, premium among these three obviously, and the most hardy one is the KZ Castor Pro. It's got a zinc alloy faceplate. It just feels far more robust and formidable, feels like something that's going to last for years and years to come. Also, the resin feels very high quality, and in terms of ergonomics, even for my teeny tiny ears, it was the most comfortable even for long listening sessions. So the KZ Castor Pro absolutely tops the list. Next up, surprisingly, it's not the Tangzu Wan'er S.G2, it's actually the OG Tangzu Wan'er. I feel that the resin quality used on this is better than the one used on the latest SG2, and it's also more ergonomic because I didn't have an issue wearing the Tangzu Wan'er S.G OG version for extended periods of time versus when I was using the Tangzu Wan'er SG2. Like I said in my review video as well, after about an hour or so of use, I had to take it off because I found these to be a tad bit uncomfortable. So it could be just my ears. Again, in terms of comfort and the build quality, the KZ Castor Pro comes out on top, followed closely by the Tangzu Wan'er S.G, the OG version, and in last place, unfortunately, we have the Tangzu Wan'er SG2. Alright, now let's straight away get into the main criteria, the differences in audio quality. Now, objectively, none of them here are like better. I can't just tell you this is better than that, because it's subjective. The type of sound signature you prefer could vary from the one that I prefer. And I'm going to try to be as objective as possible, as unbiased as possible, and give you what the differences in the rendition of the three frequencies are, the highs, mids, and lows. So based on that, whatever you prefer, you can make a call and decide which is better and which suits your taste. Alright? Okay, starting off firstly with the highs or the treble response. Now, the one that has the most treble extension, the sparkle in the highs, the most, I would say, crispiness in the highs, I would say that the Tangzu Wan'er SG2 tops this chart. It has the most sparkle. The treble extension is, I think, the most on the SG2, and it gives you that sharpness and clarity in the ultra high frequencies. But mind you, it also at 100% volume can get a bit piercing. So if you like that sparkle in the highs, if you want that treble extension, you want that emphasis on the ultra high frequencies, you might go for the SG2, and that would be rank 1, and it would be closely followed by the OG Tangzu Wan'er S.G, which again has sparkly highs, maybe not as much as the SG2, but a definite close second. So if you enjoy that, you should go and look into these two when it comes to the treble response. Now, in comparison, the KZ Castor Pro, I would say, has the most maybe subdued treble response. So it might not have that ultra high frequency edge that these two have, but I personally, because I'm not a treble head, I really enjoyed the rendition of the treble response, the highs and the ultra high frequencies on the KZ Castor Pro. It was the smoothest while packing a lot of detail, richness and detail retention. It just sounded much more soothing to my ears, but that could be just me. If you want that sparkle, if you want that edge in the ultra high frequencies or the high frequencies, you should definitely look at the Tangzu Wan'er S.G or the SG2. Okay, next up we have the vocals or the mid frequencies. Now, starting off again, I would say that if you want the most upper mid emphasis where vocals sound bright and forward and instruments have that crispiness with good separation, the Tangzu Wan'er S.G. does a very good job. Upper mids do get a bit of emphasis on this, the vocals sound forward and there is a lot of clarity and detail, but at maximum volume, you could get, in comparison, it might sound a bit shouty. And I'm not saying that everyone's going to push the volume to 100%, but if you do, that is where it can get a bit shouty and not as pleasant. Now that would be closely followed by the Tangzu Wan'er S.G, the OG version. It also has forward vocals, the instruments sound beautiful, and I would say it is a bit toned down. It's not as pronounced as the Tangzu Wan'er S.G. So in my opinion, I kind of preferred the mellowed or toned down vocals and the upper mids not getting too much emphasis on the Tangzu Wan'er S.G. I preferred that. I found it to be more pleasant and didn't have ear fatigue with prolonged or extended listening sessions. But again, it's going to vary based on the type of sound signature you prefer. You might prefer the SG2. But again, the best of both worlds where you get that warmth of the vocals, the natural tonality, without them getting shouty and being too bright or too forward, while striking that balance with all the instruments very nicely audible. I again gravitated towards the KZ Castor Pro. It just sounds so smooth. It's so good for laid back listening, that there is richness in the vocals, there is warmth in the vocals, but it's not as bright, it's not as forward. So for me, I found that to be very good for extended listening sessions. Personal opinion, the KZ Castor Pro, I just found the vocals to be very mellow and smooth and very easy on the ears, good for laid back listening. And if you are someone who wants that edge and crispiness in the vocals with a lot of forwardness, the SG and the SG2 are the ones to go for, with the SG2 having the edge. So rank 1, rank 2 would be the Tangzu Wan'er S.G, and in third place would be KZ Castor Pro. But still, I prefer the KZ Castor Pro because, like I said, it just sounds very soothing. And finally, we have the low end or the bass response. Now, this is very crucial for most casual listeners. Alright, when it comes to the bass response, can you guess it? I think you do. The KZ Castor Pro Improved Bass Edition. It literally says Improved Bass Edition. So what do you expect? The KZ Castor Pro just kind of demolishes the other two. And I don't mean in a way that these two absolutely have no bass. These two are in their own right. They're solid. But the KZ Castor Pro gives you that bass which is rich, well textured. It has the sub-low rumble and it's very round, undistorted, deep and thick. And it makes any track that you're listening to more immersive, adds that depth. It even helps the vocals without interfering with them. So the KZ Castor Pro really comes out on top. I love the bass response on the KZ Castor Pro. It's a force to be reckoned with. Now, the Tangzu Wan'er S.G and the SG2 in terms of the bass response is pretty similar. I didn't find a huge difference. So both of these are mid-bass heavy, plenty of punch, plenty of that mid-bass slam. It's also pretty tight. It's not as deep and as immersive and doesn't sound as formidable as the KZ Castor Pro. So if you are just going in terms of the bass response with a very nice balance of the other two frequencies, the KZ Castor Pro absolutely comes out on top. Now, the most important thing, regardless of which one you pick up, guys, I can't stress enough, please invest in a portable DAC. I mention this in every video. Trust me, it's a game changer. Okay, because if you just plan to get these, the inbuilt DACs in our phones suck, and that's just going to give you lower volume, it's going to give you thin bass response, and you will end up probably getting a very inferior audio quality. And why would you want that? So this is where a DAC really comes in handy, and it's a one-time investment for all your future in-ear monitors as well. This will just make sure that your in-ear monitors perform to their full potential without leaving anything in the tank, and you just get the highest audio quality possible. So definitely check this out from the link in the description below. Alright guys, so there you have it. That was the comparison, that was the versus between the KZ Castor Pro, the Tangzu Wan'er S.G OG and the Tangzu Wan'er SG2 2nd Gen. Again, all three are winners, all three are really good. You can't go wrong with either. Just make sure you choose based on the type of sound signature that you want and you're going to be happy. Like I said, if you enjoyed this video, found this helpful, please help this channel out by subscribing if you haven't already. Leave a comment to boost the YouTube algorithm. Smash the like button so that YouTube knows it's a good video to recommend to other people as well, and share it yourselves as well. And the links to these, the DAC and all other audio accessories are given in the description below, and I would really appreciate if you use those to make your purchase to help me run this channel and produce more such high quality and helpful content just for you guys. So thank you so much for stopping by. Catch you guys very soon in the next one. Cheers.